All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm coming with a topic, and I feel so compelled. And now my spirit is starting to heat up. The Ruach is bubbling up, just as he was 4 hours ago when he put it on my heart while I was eating at a restaurant today. And he came to me like unto a quicken. And I didn't really understand why was it important that I cover this topic. He didn't leave me with anything but just do. Then I wanted to say when what I do, I need to find the verses in the scriptures. I got to get to the chapters and the verses. Oh no, you don't. Mm-mm. Teach that thing. Speak that thing. And at that time, I had to stop what I was doing at the restaurant. I had to get up and leave because the Ruach was so high in me. It just was an overpowering feeling. So I said, let me get home and change that topic from part two of this morning's topic to men and women must understand man purpose. When I heard the Spirit speak to me from the inside, I spoke back unto him. My thing was, okay, is it what you've been speaking to me last year? Somewhat. I never talked or never spoke to you all about it. I never really brought the topic up. So I said, okay, I just go in. And the way I'm going to come in is I'm going to let the Ruach have his way. Because, see, he knows already what he has ordained and purpose and willed before the foundation of the world. So, therefore, he has the best and only perfect purpose for woman and man. And a lot of us really knows the purpose in the flesh. But to really know the purpose in the flesh according to the spirit is off the chain. If you ever heard it has been said or it has been spoken in time past, a people perish due to lack of knowledge. A lot of time people thinking that they know A to Z. They have bowed down to a position either they call themselves or the Spirit of Yah has called them to, and have not sat still enough. Just sit still, just sit down for a little while. And that sitting down is like unto the day of Acts when they were all in the upper room. They were waiting for something. Not one was going to leave because they were waiting. They are there praising and waiting, sitting and waiting, tarrying and waiting for something. They was only waiting for the only one that will come. And they waited. And did the Ruach come? Yes, he did. He came in like a rushing roaring wind. This is the problem that has existed since the beginning of time, as far as us waiting on he that has created all things. We don't want to wait on his direction. We don't want to wait on his word. We don't want to wait on his purpose in how he tell us to go left, to go right. We just want to take on positions and take off running. And when we take on positions and take off running, we're leaving him behind. You think he gonna chase you down? No, he ain't. He know where you belong. He know if you belong in him or the serpent seed. So he'll let you take off and run, and you'll get out there running and go to and fro, bumping your head on this wall and this wall and this wall till you get knocked out, and then you realize, wait a minute, there's something else to this. I don't have it all. I miss something. So then what happens? You have to wait on the Spirit of Yah. Something you didn't want to do because you felt that Holy Spirit speaking to you. You just assume, oh, I'm it. Let me take off and run. I'm a bishop. I'm a priest. I'm a pastor. I'm a Maureen. I'm a seer. I'm a prophetess. I'm a prophet. I'm an evangelist. I'm a watchman. I'm a seer. You all these things because once you felt the quickening of the Spirit touch you, you just assume that, hey, I'm all this, I'm one of these, I'm this, and didn't sit and wait. Had you just sit still for a moment and wait for the Ruach so he can identify to you what he instilled in you, or if he has called you. But most people are not called by the Ruach. The Ruach has not taken his place within them. So they go on assuming that they felt the quickening of the Spirit. Now I'm this, and can't nobody tell me nothing. That's not how it rumbles, y'all. That's not how it goes. So this too, the Father gave to me today when I was out at the restaurant eating, and I had to get up and leave because the Ruach was on fire. And when it was on fire, I couldn't even eat, y'all. I mean, when the Ruach is how would I say it? I mean, burning in you, you can't keep still. It's just something, hey, the flesh is going chaotic because he's trying to catch up with that feeling that's in you. It's like a ball of fire, all caught up in your bones. And when he said, speak on this topic, I felt at first it was like a down and then an upper. It was like a downer and then an upper. And that upper was like, oh, I can't handle it. Let me get out of here. Because that down was, okay, why do I have to speak to the man? You know, he said, you know something that you can instill in them in this DAY. And when he began to tell me that while I was sitting there trying to eat my food, and I didn't get to eat it, you all, I didn't get to really enjoy it. I left because the fire was so kindled. I mean, it was just burning in me. And I had to get up and leave. And my ex-husband said to me, he said, well, what you smiling for? I said, I got joy in me. I'm caught on fire. I'm on fire. I said, I never shared it with him. Because I told him if he wanted to hear it, he can pop in on live. But I say unto you, I forgot to send him the page. I know he said that child ain't got no sense. I forgot. I did. I forgot to send him the YouTube name to get on. I didn't even think of that. Oh, wow. Because he don't have it. But let me get back to this. The Father was dealing with me on the men. And he said, I want you to talk about this. And I didn't want to. But he set me on fire, you guys. I had no other choice. I had no other choice. I mean, he set me on fire. And then I began to ask him, Is it something that what you was dealing with me last year about? He said, that's some of it. I said, okay, I'm gonna have to go in here and I'm gonna start looking through chapters and verses. And he said, no, just use what you already have. But I want you to just go on and speak on it. And I began to think, I said, okay. So I changed 7 p.m. Central Time regarding what I had titled, and I changed it to men and women must understand man's purpose. And I want to say to you all, it is off the chain what the Father gave me. Some of it is what I already knew, but he didn't clammed on top of me. And I mean, he has given me such good word. I want to first and foremost start with man. Last year, about say in March and April, in between there, and May, in between that time, I was dealing with the fact that he had showed me the nakedness of males, the nakedness of men, the nakedness of males, the nakedness of a man. And when he did that, I remember saying to him, and I felt that thing, y'all. And I'm gonna tell you something. The difference, I believe, let me not say I'm different. Let me just say this. When I'm able to feel, I mean, it's in my body, I can feel it in my spirit, then it's there to stay. It's there to show me that, okay, you get it. You get it. Because why? When you start to feel that thing, you get it, y'all. Because now it went past your flesh. Now it has entered into your spirit and it sits there. You got it. Just like Deuteronomy 28, he says, you have won the end game. You beat the end game. Because I felt that thing, you guys. I feel that thing. I don't see it as just something said or we in captivity and he's going to bring us out. I see it way, way beyond that because I feel that thing. And believe it or not, those 400 years, y'all, he wanted you to. He wasn't telling you to be perfect. He wasn't telling you to be excellent, sinless. He just wanted you to feel what he feel from the heaven in the choice that he made on the earth. And how we feel that shows you how close we are to him. Because when you begin to feel the will of the Father, the purpose of what he has created and ordained and predestined, then you in there. Because now he's allowing your flesh to be so far down where your spirit can feel his spiritual will according to his way and not yours. So back then, last year, I'm going to tell y'all, when he brought this topic to me, I was like, but Father, that's heavy. That's heavy. And let me tell you what it is. He told me males, have one of the most powerful positions on the earth. Mm-hmm. And then he began to show me why. Totally different from a woman, y'all. Totally different from a woman. A woman cannot go nowhere near the position in which the Most High has called a man to go into. Let me explain something. Totally different than what you hear in the mouth of the teachers, these preachers, these scholars, these priests, these bishops, these pastors. That's not what Yah is talking about. He wanted Sister Deborah to understand that the purpose of him creating man was totally different than the purpose of him creating woman. You get what I'm saying? Totally different. Like tools, y'all. But the tools that he created man and woman as two was totally different in the purpose, not as one evil and one good, or one in the light and one in the dark, or one of the seed of Satan and one of the seed of the Spirit. No, he's saying two. In his will that he created his purpose of male and female. He began to explain to me they never knew it. They never knew it. They never were able to understand their purpose for being created by our Creator in the kingdom. Their purpose is so powerful to where they can't even bear the understanding, the strength, the authority that he has called them to. So they made up their own. And this is how all these things got tied into what they're doing or what they did back in Torah and what they're doing today. Because they never sat down, put him first, so he can come to their table, sit with them, and teach them the purpose of me creating you was this. I said to the Father when he broke that to me, I said to the Father, I said, Father, that just seemed like it's so heavy. He said it is. He said it is. If men only knew the purpose from the right hand stretched out arm of the Creator and why he created him, they would realize I didn't need nobody but him to lead and guide me. Because if he only knew, it wasn't that what they say Eve sinned and took the fruit and caused sin because caused Adam to take it. No. Because you know what? I went all the way back. You know what I said? Yeah, I said, but Father, but you said them. Yeah, I said them, Deborah, but you got to understand. When I said them, who did I create first? Him. So you got to come on back where I'm at, where I'm trying to take you. You're right. I spoke my word. My power set it up. So when it was created, I didn't create them, even though I said them. I stuck to the way I wanted it to go. I purposed and I desired it to be them. But it was a reason why I brought man and created man separate than woman, because I wanted him to know his true identity from me to him. He would have never known his identity if I would have created him at the same time that I created her. He would never have known the true leadership, authority, rule, being a leader. And that's why you got so many out here that don't know how to lead, y'all. They don't know how to rule. They don't know how to pretty much do anything because they never knew the purpose from the Creator to them and from them to the Creator. Understanding that when he sat on his throne, he knew that I would create a male before I would create a female. I wanted him. It wasn't that Eve sinned and now she is under his rulership. No, Deborah. The one I created first was the one that was going to be the head, was going to always be the leader, was going to always rule over his household. So it wasn't that when I called them to do everything together, but he was always from the kingdom, from the throne. Let me say that again. From the kingdom, from the throne. From the kingdom, from the throne. As the lead, the head, the ruler of his household. And watch how it's going to pan out. Y'all will say, boy, that sure makes so much sense. He did that out of his right hand power. But he wants women and men to understand he did this from his throne. Okay? He didn't do this for your name's sake. How about that? How about that? No, he did it from his throne. And see, that's the problem we have today. We can't see him as one that has all power, that sits on the throne, that sees all things high and low and everywhere you go, because we want to limit him. And because of the limitations we put on him, we lost our purpose. We lost our purpose. So here we go, men. He said that he created you from the throne, not from the earth. Oh, I'm in trouble. I think I'm in trouble. He created you from the throne, not from the earth. The earth was the flesh, but the spirit was his throne. And being so, you never understood why it was so important to seek him first, because he had you in him while he's sitting on the throne. Men search the ways of the flesh to find their true identity or who they are and what they are. Not knowing, baby, no, you was who you were at the throne, not on the earth, from the ground. See how we go backwards? We take the ground over the throne, not understanding the throne has that right hand and that stretched out arm. What do you mean, Deborah? Hey, Yeshua, sit here. Sit where? Sit here. Sit where? Sit here on my right hand till I make that earth your footstool. How you going to do that? That right hand. That's where his power is at. That's what he created man. Out of his power, of his desires, of his purpose, and of his will. Now, this is what's heavy. This was heavy for me last year. In between March and April and May, I battled with it because I began, and I guess how I started really battling with it when I started to see my sons. When I was looking at my sons and I said, Father, they got a job, didn't they? You gave these men a job. And women don't even recognize and don't even understand the purpose of the man is so heavy on the earth. It is off the chain. It is off the chain. Now I'm going from the purpose of a man from the kingdom. I'm going to the purpose of a man on the throne of the Most High Yah. It was a purpose to where he created everything and handed it to Adam. Eve wasn't even created. Told Adam, here, name them, do this, do this. Look at the things that he created before he even created woman. See, man's job was already set in place before woman was even created. Why? He wanted us to know that there's a big difference from the two. Big difference. And women going to learn something tonight that they never knew. I don't care how old you are. Never be too old to learn. Because learning is a process from beginning of life to the end. You never is done. It's never done. So as he's saying that here it is, he created man. Even when he said he put Adam in the garden, oh, this is not good. I'm going to create him a helpmate. He didn't create him a helpmate right there. He turned around and created animals and all those things and handed it to him to give him something to do. See, that man was already ruling. That man was already in charge of naming all of these animals. But wait a minute, Father, y'all, you said in the beginning in Genesis 1, you said them. I'm still with them, Deborah. I'm gonna leave it with them. Well, we're gonna find out how them come in. Okay. So he's saying that even when he put him in the garden alone, he knew already that he was going to create woman because he had already said it. It was already also at the throne. But he wants us to understand at the throne when he created man with his right hand, his stretched out arm, when he created man, he created him with a heavy purpose, a heavy, how would I say, position as a male. And like I said, last year, when that came to me, and this is how it came. I said, Father, I'm reading this thing and I'm starting to feel this thing. And I kind of feel sad for man because wait a minute, they got a lot of things. They got a lot of things you done put on them. That's what I said. But it took me to look at my sons and realize this same creator that's breaking these things down to me of the responsibility of a man that's created from the throne of the Most High Yah. Wait a minute, this is heavy. Seeing that I'm looking, okay, their father is not where you said you created. Then I know the sons is not where you said you. How are they gonna get there? What's going on? So, Sister Deborah, we are in what you call that day. We are in the end day. We are in that day where we are totally destroyed. Okay, we're in that day that light is going to shine in darkness, and darkness ain't gonna even comprehend it. So, Sister Deborah is just giving you more for your backpack, and that what that is, spiritual food. Okay, spiritual food with the light in your backpack. And this is what he was dealing with me on. And he went to telling me, when I said to him, I said, Father, you put a whole lot of things on man. How could they have ever mastered that? Because I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Listen to this. See, men, when they got here, instant because of the sin, they began to take on the ways outside of how the creator right hand and stretched out arm had orchestrated for them. You see? And he weakened all the strength that he had given him. He weakened himself. That's why he tells him when he deal with woman, deal with her as a weaker vessel. But he also checked him. He said, if you don't deal with her as a weak vessel, I will not hear your prayers. Why? Because I made you the strong vessel from the kingdom. And when you don't look at her as the weak one, because I know what I made you out of. See what the men today don't understand, you didn't make yourself, nor did your daddy. That kingdom, that throne made you, bro. He made you with the right hand and the stretched out arm. He created you. And see, that's something they won't digest. They won't accept. They won't hear. They won't listen to, because they believe that they made themselves. They will reject the fact that the throne made them who they are. But when they understand, I am who he said that I am. I don't need a woman to justify, nor clarify, nor identify who I am. I don't need a man to justify, clarify, or identify who I am. I am who that right hand created me when he was on his throne. You are not who you are from the dirt. You are who you are from your spirit, where heaven is at, where it has created you and created these things in you. You see? So a lot of them think that, okay, that don't seem like it's any fun. I don't agree with that, because that don't feel good, because I know spiritual. See, people messed up from the floor as far as the spiritual. The spiritual one is to give you strength. The spiritual, let me tell you what the spiritual part would do for men. Say a man go out here and he said he never had anything in life. Okay, I want to start a business. When he understands that that right hand of the Father created you to be the best that you know that you want to be and you can be, and that he put you here with the authority to be the best that you can and you desire to be, it's, guess what? He gonna be it. He's gonna be that. You see what I'm saying? Why? He's recognizing that, wait a minute, I didn't create myself. It ain't got nothing to do with my mom and my daddy as far as creating me. You know, he created me and formed me and gave me his image. Wait a minute, I can be better than what I am. Sure, because the throne, when he created you to be better than the way man has told you you can only be. See, that's what I'm saying. Men has ruined men, just as women have ruined women. You get what I'm saying? Women would see a woman go get surgery on her rear end, and she now thinks that it's about getting a rear end. You see what I'm saying? We ruin one another, not knowing our purpose was to be just the best that we know how to be in what he has created within us. So I was looking at the fact, and I was feeling kind of a certain way back in last year, because I was thinking about when the Spirit told me, Deborah, they got a job. They got a purpose that's bigger than a woman could ever have. You know what he told me? You know, I thought, now listen to this. I thought the biggest job on earth is a woman that's having a child, pregnant and having a child and raising children. Being a mother is the hardest job, or it's the biggest job on the face of the earth. You know, the Father told me, no, it's not. No, it's not. He told me this last year, y'all. I'm telling me, he was checking me. He said, no, it's not. I know you didn't have many children and you didn't raise them. You didn't did all kind of things for them. And yes, you know, it was a job. But let me tell you about the job from the kingdom. Just because you raised and had those children, that's not the job. The job is the one that I put the children in and trusted them to raise them and bring them up. See, your job was just to eat and nourish and bring them forth, breastfeed them. But it was the one that hold the seed in his womb that really had the job. You see how y'all say, when he say light, we say dark. When he say right, we say left. That's how we live life. We lived the way we turn living into. It's not the way y'all's life in us wanted us to live. It's what we lived in the life that he gave us. You see, he didn't tell women to do all that they doing. They did it. Most of us will say when we see like we had no choice. We didn't. And he began to tell me it messed up from the beginning. But I'm telling you, Deborah, from the throne, men has the hardest job. And guess what? When they come back, they're going to be measured on that same hard job I created them in. They're going to have to answer to. And I'm like, because I'm telling y'all, I'm thinking about myself. I'm like, I remember last year he was telling me these things, and he want men to understand. He wanted them to. He ain't saying they're going to, because y'all got to understand, from Genesis to today, that's a long time. But he said in the midst of darkness, it can be a pen needle or light. And that light is, a lot of people don't know, the Most High's ruach is understanding. That's why he said all you're getting, he didn't say wisdom, and all you're getting, he didn't say knowledge. He said all you're getting, you better get some understanding, because I am the fullness of understanding. You got to get him to get that understanding. You see, and many people have not. I believe the purpose, the will, the power of Yah created man took not of it. It was just too much for them to even think to bear. That's my conclusion. Because I'm looking at the fact that he said from the throne you created them, and the reason why you didn't create them together, because he wanted us back then as well as today to see that there's a big difference between the two. Why? Both of them come from the kingdom to do the job as them. But they also come from the kingdom by the right hand of the Father and the stretched out arm, which is his power, to have a purpose in them. He says the purpose of the man is to carry the seed. Seed to what? Deborah, every seed in a man's womb, I have to place life there. Praise the mighty God. Every seed in a man that come forth, I have to give the breath of life to. I'm going to bat y'all all up and I'm going to bat you down. This is why women never knew the importance of a man in the eyes of Yah. It's not the importance that man has given us that they are. It's not the strength and the might, or you better do this and you better do. No. They left their true purpose from the beginning. The true purpose of a man in the eyes of the Most High Yah, which is clearly seen now, not to man, but to those that serve the Most High Yah in this end days. Knowledge shall increase. It is called spiritual knowledge. There's two knowledge. There's knowledge of the flesh, which you see scientists and everybody coming up with how to clone and all that. That's one knowledge. But Yah wants you to understand, he said, in the end days, knowledge shall increase. He was speaking of spiritual knowledge. And what Sister Deborah is saying to you all is what you call spiritual knowledge. We can accept this man's knowledge 24/24, but we don't want to embrace the spiritual knowledge that Yah is pouring out upon us when in the end days. See, it's a knowledge of the flesh, but the spiritual knowledge was said in the end days, knowledge shall increase. He ain't talking about worldly knowledge. He's talking about spiritual knowledge. So when you hear me sitting here explaining to you the purpose of a man is more greater than the purpose of a woman, but it got lost because man took on the purpose himself and created his own purpose. Not understanding the purpose was, let me make him first so he can understand the difference between him and her. Let me make her second so she can understand that he was here first, so I had to have dealt with him a different way than I dealt with her. You see, it makes a lot of sense. But this is what he was explaining to me. He said, Deborah, I wanted them to stick with the mindset of the way I created. I created him first. So it's impossible for her to be over him in any shape, form, or fashion. He was here first. She came afterwards. You see? So what people didn't understand, there was a purpose, a will that he willed that man come first and woman comes secondary. He even put the animals before he pulled up woman. Why? I want to put that on him, Deborah. I was bringing the animals to give him something to do with his thought patterns, the way he functioned and how he can name and how he can, right now today, these men ain't even naming their children. They're walking away before their children are even born, not even naming their children, not even seeing their children. This is how bad it has gotten. That's why I tell y'all, when you think that things are in order, no, things are out of order. And that's why we see the order of the world. We see the order of the United Snakes, wicked and evil. We see the order of everything out of order except for us. We all in order. No, you're not, baby. You're out of order too. Okay. So what he did is he said when he created man, reason why he did the first one, because it's so silly. I ain't got no sense. I know I ain't got no sense. And you think I care? I don't care if I don't got no sense in the flesh. I got it in the spirit. How about that? How about that? So when he explained to me how he created man in the to be first, you have to listen to how much sense it makes, y'all. He was explaining to me because their position, their purpose is greater than woman. But I used to say, oh, y'all, woman got the biggest job on the earth. Oh, mother is the biggest job. It's the biggest job. No, your job ain't, baby. Just because you took a job that you had no choice in taking because of the way things turned out in the world or in the world and in life don't mean that that was your position. That wasn't your Yah given position that you took. That's why so many women run around here. This is my child. No, I don't want to keep that. You don't even own that child. That child ain't even yours. This is the ignorance of them. The women do have no idea that child ain't yours. It is not yours. But this is what the consequences we pay. This is why we pay the consequences. When they out of order, who do they call? Mama. In trouble at school, who do they call? Mama. Get locked up, who do they call? Mama. Anything go down, mama. Men our sons and daughters are killing who? Mama. Nobody haven't even woke up to it. It's always mother. Always. Because mother is out of order. What order is that? The order from the kingdom. From the right hand of the Father, you out of order. That's not the order he created. And yes, that's the order that you were dealt because of what man turned away, which was his order. He put those seeds in man. He wants women to know, baby, I wasn't coming to see you. The breath of life ain't coming to breathe in you. That baby is being upheld by you until it comes to life. And then I give that breath to that baby, to that, I give him the breath and I give him my image. But he first exists in man. So while you grabbing him and taking on my child, I did this, I'm going to raise him. And the system says, okay, we take these children, we rule them. You give them to the mother. It's always giving it to the mother. Don't you know the world loves its own? It's going to do the opposite of what the order of Yah has created. That's why they took the mothers and gave them to the mothers. But a lot of mothers didn't understand there were some fathers that wanted to be in their children's life and the mothers didn't allow them. But the Father want me to get something real clear. From the heavens, he's seen many men. Many have vanished out of their children's life from the beginning. And so on. But he said they didn't even understand, Deborah, the purpose of those seeds that he invested in you. The men today don't even understand. You don't get up and leave your seeds. You don't do that. Especially when they are embedded in someone to bring them forth in life. Because y'all say, okay, I place these seeds in you. When you place them in a woman's womb, I'm waiting to give it my image and my breath. Right now, they living off the woman's breath. But when they come in life, remember when children were born back in the days, they grab them by the feet and they have to hit them on the bottom. That's to give them, to take the breath of life. Only Yah can give you that. He give it and he take it. So what is Yah waiting from? Yah know that he have invested these seeds into the man. Man don't even know he has the seeds. Even in Torah, it tells men about even when they have like wet dreams or they, do things that cause them to disperse seeds. It's just like a woman in a cycle. They got to be away. They got to clean the bed. They got to even throw the bed away. Why? Because you don't understand. Those seeds are potent to Yah. A woman can't have an abortion that's going to outweigh your abortion that you spill seeds in your bed. That's life. Those are seeds of babies. He trusts them in the womb of a man, not a womb of a woman. Ain't that deep? He trusts those seeds in the womb of a woman, of a man, not a womb of a woman. See, the woman was that helpmeet to meet the will of the Father. And what was the will of the Father? To bring life forth on the earth. So a lot of times when they say woman was created for man and not man for woman, that's Roman Catholic smeared in. Because we know everything was created for the purpose of the Most High Yah and not one for the other. It was to work what? Go back to Genesis 1, 26, 27, 28. Together as them. To do what? to bring forth the will of the Most High Yah. Ain't nothing more important than bringing forth the will of the Most High Yah. So he said, women and men must understand, I trust these seeds in the womb of a man. So how can a woman outweigh a man? She can't. She can't. She can't. There's no way. Let's go to the Gospel of John, chapter 1. Let me give you an example. In the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse, let's go to 3. And we're gonna hit 4 and we're gonna hit 5. All things were made by him. Okay? And without him was not anything made that was made. This is the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 3. Let's read over it again. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Verse 4, here it is. Here it is. In him was life. Yah is the life. He is the life. A lot of people don't understand life is consists of two things. Yah's image and his breath. So when a baby is born, the image of Yah and a breath enter in. You see? So what happens in the Gospel of John chapter 1 and verse 4? In him was life, and life was the light of men. The light of men. Men don't understand that the purpose of you being created first had such a powerful meaning from the time of creation, from Adam all the way up until today. Men should know by now the power of them being males being created. Because he says, now I'm creating you because I'm going to trust you with these seeds, not woman. You see that, women? You the incubator. That's all. You an incubator. You see? Want me to show you how powerful those seeds are? They're freezing the seeds here today. They know it's life. You get what I'm saying? They know what's in them seeds. You can freeze your seeds for what? 10, 15, 20 years. A man's sperms. You know why they doing that? Listen how powerful that is. They don't need a woman. They don't need a woman. They don't need a woman to freeze a man's seed. See, what women didn't know that it never was your baby. It was his. And we took on this power struggle. Oh, my baby. No, you ain't taking mine. No, she can't visit you. No, you can't do this and you can't do that. Stupidity. And it never was yours. You're going to have to answer for that too at the throne. A lot of people thinking they getting away with everything. No, baby, the throne got you rolled in and rolled out. Okay? Everything go flash before you get out of here. So what I'm saying is here, he has given you, the men, the light to carry all of the seeds. That's what's in your womb, men. All these children, let me mess you up. I'm going to mess them up, y'all. I'm going to mess them up. All these children you see on the earth, they came out of a man. Women, do you understand what I'm saying? It's kind of sad, but it's the truth. These seeds come out of a man. Okay, wait a minute. Hold up, Deborah, hold up. Are you talking about my grandma? Yes, came from a man. What about my great grandma and granddad? Came from a man. Do you see why the kingdom created man first? He was making a statement. I put the strength and the power in him. And you know what the Father told me? And I purpose him to raise those seeds up in righteous. You see what I'm saying? So when it all said and done, he's actually saying, telling the king, he's telling us on earth, just like he said to me last year, tell her, If you missed, now 2 years ago, if you missed Genesis 1 and 2, you'd have missed the whole book. Now look at the whole book, then come and go, and you still don't understand the purpose of a man and the purpose of a woman. Let me tell y'all women what that does to a man. When a man fully understands that the power of Yah from the throne of Yah did he create it this way. And he wanted him to understand, I'm trusting you, even though I know your beginning to the end. I know what you're going to do with it. But I'm placing you as the head. While you're trying to be the head and get woman submissive, where are your seeds at? Where's your seeds? Woman came from either your seed or another man's seed. But where are your seeds that you should be getting in order? Where's your children that you come from you? Find them. Train them up in the way they should go, which is righteous. See, not only did he trust the seed in the man, he trusts the order, the ruler. Okay? He said, yeah, mother got the law. Mama laid down the law. But the father also laid the rules. See, men never understood that you had a responsibility on this earth. But what happened is, man got with man like they do today. And they take on the ways of the flesh and have forsaken the way the spiritual creator created them to take on the life and the living. Man decided to just run with living, which is to the flesh, and leave life where it's at. But I can claim life, but I want to leave it where it's at. I just want to live. That's why they say I'm grown. Nobody tell me what to do. I'm the king. I'm the leader. Because you take it on the life. Now you take it on living and not the life. So you're doing away with Yah and the spiritual purpose of you, which was created for you from the throne, and you're taking on the living that only the flesh has temporary. And that's what has happened. And that's what you see today. And this is how you see the things all out of order with all nationalities, with all men, with all women. So women goes and they say, okay, we get left with the children. But women got left with the children, not today, not yesterday, but way back. Because the men had gotten out of the position of how heavens from the throne had created them and had orchestrated them. Back in those days, you notice that every man that had the first son, they put them sons up, y'all. They put them sons up. Y'all took them down. Said, I get the young one, you keep the first. Why? Because he knew the flesh of man put too much emphasis and too much care and concern and want of who they are onto the firstborn. Y'all say, okay, you keep the firstborn, give me the baby. And that's why the elder serves the young one. See, y'all took the young one. He said, because you want the older one, because the older one is your first. So you're going to care and have a detachment to him. I tell you what, give me the baby. Just as long as you all understand that the elder going to serve the young. How about that? How about that? You see? All because men take on their first son in a certain way. Look at Abraham. Abraham had a fit with Ishmael, having to even let Ishmael go. He had a fit. That was his baby by the bondswoman. You see? By your disobedience, your sin. And you never saw him again. See, y'all don't play. But see, they don't take on all of that. They don't look at all of that. They look at the fact that, okay, I'm a man. What is a man? Until you understand where a man come from and how he came and the reason why he came, you still lost all your life. Say you 80 years old, you still lost. You're going to die with what he say, perish due to lack of knowledge. Because you never know when, okay, what is a man? A man will not teach another man. because he don't know who he is. He don't know how the throne of the creator and the purpose and his reason. He have every right to put that type of position on the males. Why? He trusted you with the seeds. That's why I look at the idea that the Messiah didn't use no seed of a man. You see? So he trusted the men with the seed. Do you know what that means, you all, men and women? If he trusts you with the seed, that means he trusted you to do what you're supposed to do with your seeds once they come to life. And they did the opposite. But yet they want to be men that's in power and control and rulership over other people, over women, over wives. And y'all saying, hold up, bro. Where's your seeds? Are you training them up in the way of righteous? I said train them up in the way they should go. I'm telling that man to train up his seeds in the way that they should go. Why? Because I know I gave you the seeds. I didn't give them to her. She's the incubator. You the seed. That seed gonna be just like you. So how you gonna give you to her and let her be stuck with you? Ah, the women didn't know that, did they? Oh, yes. It is written. Even the sin, as well as any and everything else, is going to be revealed from the forefathers. That's why we're here as children over here. And I'm going to show y'all how deep it is. He says the time is coming where he's going to bring the children back to the fathers and the father back to the children. Where's the women? Deborah, tell them. The women are the children. So why would he include women? He shouldn't include women. Women are the children. Because men don't identify themselves as the seed that has birthed, that have brought out all of these people on earth. That's how powerful it is, you guys. I'm telling y'all, it is deep. It is deep to be able to really understand what heavens from the throne created as males. And you know, I said, because I raised children, I figured, hey, that's a job in itself. That is too many. Oh, that's a job. Ain't let no man tell you they job override. Yes, it is. Because their job started from the throne, not on the earth. See, that's where the job started. That's where the purpose started. That's where the will of the Father started, from the throne. And from the throne did he create him. See, but what they did, they reversed it all the way around. And they want so bad to get woman under submissive. No. Where's your seeds? Where's all them seeds you brought forth? Those are the ones you're supposed to be training. Once they finish training these children, guess what? They ain't looking for no woman to be submissive. They looking to give those children that they have trained to the woman and take them from there. But what did they do? They left those seeds, went elsewhere, and here today, still have nothing in them to say, wait a minute, how you saying you the man? Do you understand what a man is? Oh, you're a king, you're a leader, you're a ruler. What is all that y'all talking about? Y'all talking about y'all flesh? Let's pull up in that spirit realm. Come on with it. Pull up with the spirit realm. Let me see where you can go with that. How about that? How about that? Pull up in that spirit realm. Meaning before heaven and earth was created, what was the kingdom saying about you? How was the kingdom bringing you down? What was the purpose and the plans of he that sits on the throne for you? Come on here. Check with that. You want to do your study in your study guide? Go there. It'll help you a little bit with something. You want to tarry for the Ruach? He'll pull up and show you what you missed while you running behind males telling you how to be a man when y'all say, hey, I called you out from the kingdom. From my throne did I design you to be a man. What do you need another man to tell you what I created you to be? I created you from the throne. What are you talking about? They don't get it. They don't get it. Now, I want to say to you all, just take Genesis 1, chapter 1 to today. That's a mighty long time for nobody to know their identity. They true creation, purpose, and will. And like I said, women took the children and did it because they were told that this is their purpose. This is what you're supposed to be doing. While we go do this, the father didn't say, wait a minute, hold up. Those are your seeds. I didn't ask her to train them up in the way. I asked you to. Because those are yours. Why? Anybody in the live chat, have you ever wondered what is so big about the men training up their children in the way that they should go? Anybody in the live chat, why would you think y'all would want the men to train up the children in the way they should go? Anybody? I'm going to give a few minutes to allow anybody to come up and pull up with that. Just give me anybody. If I can just get one that got the answer. Just one. It don't matter. Why would the Most High say train up a child in a way that he should go? And he's looking at for that man, that father, that male to train up a child in the way that he should go. Why? I guess nobody is on here or no one knows. I'm going to give a few minutes. That's okay. That's okay. But it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. It's deeper. It's deeper than that. And it's a really good purpose from the kingdom. A good purpose from the kingdom. Train them up in the way. I said, Father, wait a minute, hold up. Do they know the way? Whether they know it or not. Righteous is the only way. Nope, because the first order of a job was given to a man. Nope. Train up in the way. Let me tell you. Let me just go and give it to you. The image of Christ. Nope. The reason why it wasn't the Father, this also is connected to why he created them first as well. See, what you don't understand is this. Everything that happens in the instructions and direction books that were told to us, it was told to us because he knew that his spirit would come and have to really give us the fullness because man has been in and he smeared it. But the Father says he wanted males, men, fathers to train up their children in the way they should go. And he wanted not only the way would be not just for the child, but for the father. And because the father didn't teach him, nor his father, then therefore he has children to now try to learn how to train these children up. And in the process of him trying to learn what the way is, which is righteous, then therefore he now, as he teaches his children the way is righteous, then he himself learned righteousness. But guess what? Everything the Father has done throughout the beginning, even to today, he has always done it based on the forefathers, never the foremothers. When he said he's going to visit the children, hear me now, of the fathers, that's letting you know that he holding the father liable for the children. You see? Why do you think you in captivity? Do you think it's on you in captivity because of your mothers? No. The Father's trying to get y'all and have been since the beginning of time to understand this between him and man. Women get in the way 24 with no understanding. Because when the women really understand from the kingdom, from the throne, and the purpose of why Yah created a man to be who he is, then a woman would stand down. She will stand down and let him be what Yah created him to be, because she will see that his purpose is greater than any purpose on the face of the earth. But when the woman can't see it because it's not there, then she has to live and trust in her as a helpmeet, really taking over the position of a created man in the eyes of Yah. You see? Because she's now left with the whole liability of a position that Yah called man to, that he couldn't take. Then she has to take it and bear it. And what we did as women, we took on it like a champion. And that's why we suffer great. Right today, say in 1 week, we had 15 mothers, 15, maybe more than that, because my ex-husband told me he heard it was more than that, but 15 women whose children murdered them for no reason at all. Oh, yes. Go back and look through the news, y'all, through your internet. It'll blow your mind the reason why they say they killed their mothers. This is why. Because the one that's supposed to have been there to train them up in righteous never was. So righteousness is not in them. I don't care if mama brought them up, sent them out to school and college and bought them their first car. It don't matter. He will kill you. She will kill you at a drop of a hat, because the whole world, earth, is out of order. While the man, the father of these children, are off having family here, and living like they the best man on a king's chair. And don't realize they never took their righteous place. And what is the righteous place, Deborah? From the way that Yah created them from his throne. Because he did it from the throne, y'all. He didn't do it on the earth. See, where we messed up from the floor up is when he says, like it is in heaven, let it be on the earth. See, we want to make it like it is on the earth. Oh, let it be in the heavens. No, you got it been. You've been up and you've been down. That's not how it's rumbled. So now, not today, but then, like last year, I never talked to you all about it. But it bothered me because I thought about my 4 sons. And as long as I live, I'm going to do what I can, and I have, to convince them of their responsibility. None of my sons have any children. I'll have one grandbaby. That's with my oldest daughter, her and her husband. But that's it. But I'm just saying to you all, a man's job is far greater from that kingdom, from that throne of the Most High Yah. His job is far greater. And just because he haven't took that position up, and just because he didn't take on that job, that purpose, that will of how Yah orchestrated it from the heaven, do not mean that he is well. Not in the eyes of Yah. See, but people keep thinking this earth created everything. Oh, my mom and daddy created. Oh, no. You've been up and you've been down. That throne in the kingdom created everything. And he created it exactly the way he wanted to go. Is it going that way? No. Because if it was, he wouldn't say the whole earth is out of order. Would not he? Why is the whole earth out of order, Father? Because it's out of order from what I designed it in the kingdom. And this is why you see all this chaos and this murdering, this stealing, this killing, no emotions, no affection, no care, no nothing. It's because the whole earth is out of order. So what happens? Here these children are born, they brought forth, and they all over the place. Why? Because the one that it come from has gone. The one that it come from never taught righteous. You see? And this is what you see. So the father said, when they heard that the forefathers stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient, automatically the kids gonna be stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. Because a lot of the women don't understand it's still coming from out of the forefathers. Now, the question was that I asked you, why is it that Yah charged the men to train the children up in the way that they should go. Hear me well. Put this in your backpack with the light. The reason why is because they came from him, and most likely they're going to be like unto him. This way he will see himself in them and show them a better and a right way to do things. So it's like seeing himself in the mirror and the mirror seeing him on the other side, that he may see where he have come short. That's why it's important, because it's not your child, it's his child. It comes out of him. Train up what come out of you. You're just an incubator, woman, that's holding his seed. When you bring forth that seed is still like unto its father. Even though you try to escape it, just like woman, you're like unto your father. Your father's father, your father's father, that's where you come out of. That's why we're where we at, because of what? Our forefathers. See, y'all kept it like it always been from the beginning. He always been speaking to the forefathers. You all thought that he put men ahead and men this and men that. And when it says everything he does, he says, and not including women. With Moses, never including women. Never include women, because the women never knew that it was not you. It was the man's seed. It wasn't your seed. He can take his sperms and freeze them and use a woman as an incubator. So when did it become yours? You see, you still don't get it, because the world has polluted all righteous ways of the will of the Father from his kingdom. From his throne has he made everything right. And we just screwed everything up, and we want to make things the way we say it is. That's why Sister Deborah speak the way that she speak. And that's why Sister Deborah hold men accountable for so much, because I already, what I tell you, I felt that thing. I know that they have, see, I didn't know at first. I'm looking at her, I raised my kids, and hey, I did this. Wait a minute, you ain't do nothing. Who told you? That wasn't my order. But I didn't know that wasn't his order. I thought that was the thing to do. In spite of anything, we are the help meet to meet the will of the Father. And what is the will? To take them seeds that he has, incubator, bring them forth, nourish them, bring them up. Set laws. Women ought to set laws in our household. Yes, you do. But they are to recognize Father. Why do the women not understand so many things? Even the elderly women. What's the first word come out of the baby? Dad, 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 dad. All of this was orchestrated from the kingdom, women. This stuff was orchestrated from the kingdom of heaven. That's why Sister Deborah was saying it's no such thing as you got to have a man to tell you a man, or to teach you how to be a man. A man is from creation. Okay, tell you what. Well, what happened? You don't have none of them following the righteous order. We're not going to be perfect, because sin has hit the land. But you still see how out of order, 100%. The men that were created from the throne of the Most High Yah, how out of order they are. They'll never see that. They'll feel you bothering them, you messing with them, you doing something to them. They will never see that, wait a minute, you mean I was created? That's just like a homosexual. He come down here. Now watch this here. I'm going to go there. I don't care. Get mad if you want to. Here go. Let's go do a homosexual. Here go a man, his wife having a son. Okay, and he's having a son, or he's having a daughter, but let's say a son, but he can have a daughter, it don't matter. And that child comes up, and they bring him up and everything. And this child is trying to figure out, these women and her daddy start to see this child acting like he's feminine, or he has ways. The father said, hey, tell him, Deborah, tell him again, please. Tell him again. I'm going to visit the iniquity of the fathers, 3 to 4 generation. And if you keep going 3 to 4 generation to the end, I'm going to visit them. And what he mean is the sin of the father is going to rest in the children. It'll be right there waiting. So let's go back it up and back it down. Solomon and Gomorrah still is today as it was yesterday. Then you get the Messiah pull up and say, it's going to be like the days of Lot. Wait a minute, how is it going to be like the days of Lot? And why are we pulling Lot up in today? It's Deborah, because today is a product of yesterday, and yesterday is a product of today. And just because everybody want to lie about it ain't going to change that it's going to be. Messiah come on the scene. He's coming for a whole total different reason. And he turned around and said, it's going to be like the days of Noah, and it's going to be like the days of Lot. Hold up, bro. What you mean? Why you going back up in Lot? Why you going back up in Noah? Because Deborah, the sins of the father then is going to rest today. See? And you all thinking that, you see the job, the purpose of a man is more powerful than a woman? And we running around here, oh, we have a baby, and we this, and we have to go through labor pain. Baby, let me tell you something. He wanted them to also understand what we go through, because he labeled things based on a woman in travail. He wanted the men to know that there's a pain greater than your pain. And that's when a woman is in travail. See, they don't get it. It don't register to them. None of it register. It doesn't register. It doesn't register to them that a woman is pregnant, baby. That's your seed. First thing, he should be so happy and said, oh, I can't just wait. I can't wait to teach him this and show him this and bring the word of Yah, or teach him righteous, teach him truth. No, they next to the next woman, seeing who they can lay up and have another baby. That's where the mindsets are today. And it ain't going nowhere. This is how it's been. I want you to look at the time period from Genesis 1 all the way to today. They never saw their purpose. And that's what's so sad. Because all the men saw what wasn't shown to them. So they had to live the way the rotten men taught them that life is supposed, or living is supposed to be lived. And that's why you see them and you see certain ones trying to make a woman belittle. We're going to put women on one side and men on the other side. What the rest behind for? You done messed up my father's throne plan. So what the rest behind? You can't get me to wrap my head because you said wrap your head. Y'all done messed up my father's plan from the beginning. From the beginning. Don't talk to me about no Torah. You ain't kept no Torah. You don't know nothing about no Torah. Don't talk to me about no lost books. No found books. You ain't found the Most High Yah living in you. So how you gonna tell me about a book? It just doesn't make sense. Everything is out of order. But the sad part is about it is just me sitting here thinking about it. I never thought of it like that until now. We've been out of order since the beginning of time. Since the beginning of time. And we're walking today like we all at. That's why we can't see what's going on today, y'all. We've been walking in all this darkness for so long, we can't see our right hand from our left. We call our right hand left and our left hand right. We call good bad and bad good. We call right wrong and wrong right. That's how far we are. So who gonna tell me that he don't have the right to end it today? Tell me somebody. Genesis chapter 1 to today. Who's going to say to me? You see why it would be the perfect will for him to end it? You lucky that he got it marked. You lucky. You lucky that he got it marked. Written. Let me say it like that. He got it written. That's the way he going to go. And I say unto y'all, it's sad. It's sad. The other day, I did a video yesterday on Dow's. Look how all those people came in, y'all. Only want trash. They only seeking destruction. They want to hear trash. None of them really heard spirit and truth. None of them didn't hear the truth of the whole matter. Why? Because they were seeking chaos. Because that's their spirit. Their spirit is to only see pages where there's chaos. They don't want food for the spirit. They don't want spirit and truth. They don't want no light. They don't want nothing. But do you blame them? You can't blame them. Since Genesis, they ain't had it right. So what makes Sister Deborah even desire for one to get it right? I don't. I'm saying to you all, put that in your backpack. Because it's something to know that you didn't know yesterday. Sister, give you food, like he say, in the end days, knowledge shall increase. That's all I'm giving you, the spiritual knowledge that you didn't have yesterday, that you have today to put in your backpack. So their job is more greater. Now, it's greater from the right hand. Now, watch this here, y'all. I explained to you the reason why he wants the man to train the children up, because it is of the man. It comes from him. It comes from his ways. Did he say we're worse than our forefathers? Did not it say that we are cursed because of the sin of our forefathers? So what do? We look back and say, okay, we like that because of our fathers? Yes. Women, he's speaking of your fathers. You ain't got no different ways than he do. That's why it's still worse. That's why you're worse today than you were yesterday. Because you're worse than your forefathers. When he said you're worse than your forefathers, he's not talking about male and female. He's talking about male and female. Because you ain't done nothing no different than your fathers. And that's since Genesis started. That's why, Sister Deborah, you notice Sister Deborah never always say, I do not get tied up in Torah. I do not get tied up in these lost and found books. These people too ignorant to even understand the first book. If the Most High sit and tell me, Deborah, if they miss Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, they missed the whole book. So why would I get tied up in Torah? Why would I get tied up in lost books? Why would I get tied up in pastors and leaders and rulers in this day and time? Why? When they tied up, screwed up, messed up from the floor up. But yet I'm going to get caught up in what they getting caught up in. No. And like I said, as long as you keep teaching chaos, confusion, destruction, this is what the world loves. The gate going to remain narrow as long as the earth is here. The gate going to remain narrow. It's not going to get broader. Why? Because it came from the kingdom. It came from the throne. The two gates were created from the throne. Knowledge being increased in this day and time is when somebody like me come up and give you the spiritual knowledge of that which is spirit and truth with the light in my right hand. That means shine. The light in the right hand is to shine on the darkness so you can see what the darkness is trying to bring into your life in your midst. As darkness trying to get you to keep on looking at darkness as if you have no light to see. That's darkness. You see? So that's why it's important to have the light in the right hand. That's what he was telling us. We are the light that stand upon a hill that cannot be hidden. You can't let that light be hidden. Keep that in your backpack. Now, knowing what he was explaining to me about that, it shows me, it makes me realize that, okay, when I was telling y'all yesterday, he said that you beat the end game and then, ain't no more puzzle pieces. This is why I'm saying this to y'all. Ain't no more puzzle pieces. That means ain't nothing you should be running around here trying to look and find. Ain't nothing hidden. Ain't nothing out here hidden no more. Everything is all out in the clear. That means there's no more puzzle pieces. There's nothing missing. A young man gave me a verse earlier today. And that verse came from, where did that verse come from? Ecclesiastes. Yeah. And when he gave me that verse, instant in my spirit, I knew he didn't really understand what he had just hand to me. But listen to this, y'all. with that verse, it was Ecclesiastics. Let me see what chapter. Just listen to this here. He put it on my page. The last video I Ecclesiastics chapter 7, verse 28. Chapter 7, verse 28. Okay. And I want you to see here. I guess we go to 29 too. Just listen to this, y'all. Ecclesiastics chapter 7, verse 28. This young man, or I don't know if he's a young man, but he gave me that verse. And instant, I knew that he didn't understand the verse. But the Spirit says, it's okay. In a sense, stand down. You know, in a sense that he is the seed of the Father. Okay? But when he gave me the verse, this shows you that many times they want to throw things at you and not realize who you are, not caring who you are. And that's another position that the men have, that Yah has given them, to have respect for those that I sin. They have no respect for that. They go into books and tell you you're not supposed to speak. You're not supposed to say anything. You're not supposed, baby, those are words. The word live in me. The word that lives in me said, if you don't, I have the rocks to cry out. The word that lives in me have spoken to me about a donkey speaking on his behalf. So, world on the line, the words in this book shuts down what Yah put up. Impossible. Y'all too detached to a book that has words for you to show yourself. So when you're pointing the book at Sister Deborah saying she's not supposed to speak, he's really telling you to point it to yourself. Shut up. That's what he's saying. Shut up. You're not supposed to speak. You don't even know who you're speaking to. Shut up. But this individual gave me this here, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 28. And instant, I knew he didn't know. I didn't know. No, be for real. I didn't know he didn't know until the Spirit said, Deborah, he's okay. You know, he had to charge me to stand down. In a sense, don't go after him. Don't expound to the point where, you know, he's trying to be smart. No, this it's all good. So that led me to understand, if you're going to stand up for him, it's a reason. And that's what he had put in me. But this young man, this Ecclesiastes chapter 28, it says, let me see if I got the right one. Which ye must, listen to this, which ye yet my soul seeketh. First and foremost, in Genesis chapter 1, we have to be able to be led when we're reading. Don't go into this book without the Spirit present. Have the Spirit within you inform you that he's there teaching you. Read, but let me teach you. Let the Spirit of the Ruach teach you. Because 99.9 are going to this book thinking they know it based on their flesh. Your worstest enemy is your flesh. Your flesh will tell you, you know this up and down, down and up. There's no such thing as a soul, y'all. It's only two things. He does it in twos. Your flesh and your spirit. Soul was put in there by the Roman Catholics. And you can get not name one of these people who've been on this devil platform all these years to be able to dig in here and digest what is spirit and truth regarding the soul. Now watch this here. I don't care where it's placed. I don't know where man trusts in man putting stuff in here and it's okay. But the moment they see something out of line, oh no, that was placed in there. That's not supposed to be in there. But how can you discern it? But nobody else can. You see what I'm saying? But the Ruach comes to teach and reveal things. That's what the Ruach is. And if the Ruach revealed it to me that it was placed in there to keep, now listen what sense it makes. The reason why they put soul is so that you will be as ignorant as you are today as they were in Genesis. That's why they never knew who Christ was, the power, the right hand. Sitting up there in Genesis all the time, and they never knew who he was speaking to, his own power, his own right hand. They running around here thinking it's something else and calling it something else, even to today. So what I'm saying to you all, it's a lot of things that's in here they still don't know, because now they never tarried for the Ruach. They never did like the day of Acts, the Pentecost. Wait until the Ruach come and abide in you. Know that he's present therein to teach you all things. And what else is he good at? Revealing things to you. And what he revealed to me, there's no soul, it's spirit. So I'm going to convert verse 28 in a way it should have been. And it says, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 28, which yet my spirit seeketh, but I find not. Anybody understand that? Solomon is speaking. Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 28. I'm going to ask these questions. Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 28. What is Solomon saying? Which yet my spirit seeketh. My spirit seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. You know what Solomon said? Solomon said, first and foremost, verse 28, which yet my spirit seeketh. See, Yah wasn't giving this to Solomon in his spirit. Solomon asked Yah to suffer him to know things that is under the sun. The things which is under the sun is of the flesh. So Solomon wanted to see all the things that's under the sun, that's under the flesh, of the flesh, and the things on the earth. So therefore he says, which yet my spirit seeketh, but I find not. Because you're wanting to seek everything under the sun. So therefore you're seeking that which is under the sun, not that which is spiritual. Okay? You're looking for those things that are natural. So he's saying that he find not. But listen to what he said. One man among 1,000 I found. Who is that one man? One man among 1,000 I found. Solomon said this. He found himself is the only one that can what? He says, but a woman among all those have I not found. Why? Because Solomon was given the gift to be able to find everything under the sun and the purpose therein. And he's wondering, why is it only I can see these things? I told this brother, Solomon is me, and I am Solomon. Solomon is truly my big brother, because what he's saying is so 100. Solomon sitting here saying, out of thousands, I only found one, which is himself, because y'all only gave it to you, Solomon. These people don't know nothing. So if he gave it to you, you're trying to find somebody else to have it like you, and you ain't gonna find it. So be what you are, a preacher and a teacher. Teach that thing, because you showed teaching it to me. You see, he's trying to, he's hoping that, I don't know what he's looking for, somebody else, but that makes a lot of sense. You want somebody else to understand it like the Spirit is allowing you to understand the things under the sun. Solomon said, I ain't found not one. I only found one. He's speaking of himself. And he said he didn't find but a woman among all those have I not found. Not even among women, not even among men. I haven't found one but himself. Okay. See, this individual, when he gave me this, he really didn't understand what Solomon was saying, because he saw the word woman and didn't understand he was taking the word woman among that wasn't found, was among the women, but he didn't understand. He didn't find it among the men either. That's why he said only one among thousands. And that one was himself, because he was the only one that was given the gift to be able to know all the mystery under the sun. That's why I said that bro is my brother, because I can feel that thing. When you can feel that thing, then you know that's my spiritual brother. I ain't caught up with man say when he had all these wives. Y'all didn't even create a man to have that within him, to have that many wives. A lot of women did not, a lot of people don't understand he was the richest man on the earth. That could have been a place where he housed women. And when they was housed under his roof, they could have been considered wives. See, he took care of them. But it didn't mean that he went to have sex with all these women. It could have been that they were wives, that many wives. If that many wives that he had, just use your common sense. I know you can't use it because you ain't got it with you. But if you had any, you know how the length of a man to do any pleasure to any woman. Solomon was so busy having things built and doing so much and having been over, he didn't have that much time to be caught up with that many women. But guess what he had? He had the money to take care of all of them. And that's what he did. Most of them he didn't even see. He didn't have no dealings with them. The Ruach explained that to me. That's why I say, when you get these people out here trying to live and mimic the flesh of Solomon by having many wives, this is where they messed up with, because they don't understand it in spirit and truth. They got it and gone in the flesh. They have gotten it and gone in the flesh. They don't understand their purpose as a man on this earth. And what they see, their job is so full to where they really don't have time to be caught up in women. To be honest, y'all, because if y'all put these things in you and he charging you to train these up in the righteous way as the head, as the leader of your household, because you're leading your own self. How is it their own self? Those his seeds he bringing up. Those his seeds he training. Anything wrong with them seeds, he should be able to deal with, because they come from him. See, that's what a lot of women didn't know. Women get married and they don't understand these men. Their father, their brothers, they can have all kind of mental issues. They can have so many different disabilities. No matter what it is, it's coming down that bloodline of that man. Can it come down to woman? Yes. If it's in her family on her father's side. You get what I'm saying? So when it all said and done, the men is not being held accountable for the seeds in which they dispersing. And they don't understand the seed in which they're dispersing are the seeds that the kingdom gave them and put in their womb. They don't understand that. They don't understand that they are the liability of what's going on in this whole world. See, they don't understand that. But the best way they can understand it, the best way they can deal with it, is to put woman in the center. And that's what the Roman Catholic did. Let's put woman to be the one that entertained Satan. Let's put woman and say she entertained him and she did this, and that's what caused the sin. So the whole world looking at it as women start to sin. And men that said that they are awakened or the Ruach have lived in have not come to the knowledge that something went wrong. Something was placed there that should not have been placed. And not just there, in many verses. That's why he said, just study, y'all. Just use that book as a study guide. Just study to show yourself. Don't study to show nobody else. Just study to show yourself, because I'm going to come and I'm going to be the true teacher. And I'm going to tell you what is true and what is not. These are words you're going to study, but I'm the word that's going to show you and reveal to you what is what. But they didn't never want to do that. So that's why they have found a way that let's try to bring these people back to Torah, where they was definitely lost. It's no way you would be where you at if Torah was in the righteous will of upright, just. If Torah was righteous and upright and just the way it should have been, then today would have been better for you. You get what I'm saying? Because that was the beginning. You see? They want to make you think in Torah is what you got to abide by. Baby. They have mastered Torah to where they can get you lost. And that's why they want you to stick with Torah. Y'all notice, no matter what evil game take place among the action of a man, it comes and it goes. And it get back to normal. But the throne of the Most High has it all jotted down before the foundation of the world. So a lot of people thinking we can wipe things away, or we can add, we can take away, or it'll be over with, or we'll get over it, or it'll get better, or it'll look better, it'll feel better, or all this gonna vanish. No, it ain't, baby. Look at this sister here talking to y'all. This sister here taking you all the way to the throne. She pulling you all the way down to Genesis 1 and 2. So you see, I'm not a dead prophet. I'm a living one. I'm taking you all the way there and dropping your tails off. And you're going to have to take it from there and put it in your backpack. Because what I'm saying to you is actually what he said, knowledge shall increase. And he's talking spiritual knowledge. And it ain't increasing for you to change it. It's increasing you to be more wise and knowledgeable of how things were and where you're at today. So you'll know the difference. So you'll understand that it ain't over until it's over. But what you have to run with, take it and run. Nothing you doing, nothing Sister Deborah is saying is going to change nobody. It's not. But it's going to help you in the journey. Because even though we're seeing that which was prophesied, even in the old, that shall come to pass, we're seeing these things. So that should tell you you still living. So you're going to see more than what you're seeing. It's just a lot of people would want to overlook what is actually taking place to keep them from seeing the reality of it. And the reality of the purpose of a man was that he is given the whole overall. And like I said, in the Gospel of John chapter 4, in him was life. That's Yah. In Yah was life. The life was to light of men. MEN. They don't even understand. Yah's whole purpose was to give those sperms to man to carry him, to train him up in him. See, a lot of y'all think y'all was created for pleasure, for a man, and a man for a woman. No, we were created to still look to the hills, from whom our true help come from him that holds all power. We were to worship and serve and honor and uplift and exalt. We forgot him a long time ago, way back in Genesis. And here we are today trying to pretend we up there. We got it. We done lost our whole purpose for even being here on the earth. We done lost it. So when you got into Genesis, you see why man, when he saw him in the garden, he said, wait a minute, let me give him something to do. Let me create these animals and then make him a helpmeet. That's the order he did it. But he knew already the helpmeet was to meet his will, not man's pleasure. But that's how far from spirit and truth the purpose of the kingdom has come, had ended up to where you see what you see today. Less than one week, 15 mothers got murdered by their sons and their daughters. 1 week. And you're running around here thinking that that's the norm. You know why? Because you have become what they are. And it has become the norm as long as it hasn't come to your door front or it hasn't entered in your house. Believe it or not, it has. The world had already set up a movie called the Civil War. I think that Judah is going to feel some of this stuff. They're not Judah, Israel. I don't think they just going to swoop the coop. Meaning just, no, because Sister Deborah's feeling it. And I'm feeling it because it's the will of the Father to feel it. To feel these things. To actually feel the things that's actually taking place. That means what? When these things happen, to the point where many are going to be going to and fro cuckooing. They already cuckoo, but they're going to be cuckooing. They ain't going to know which way. Sister Deborah going to be content. But the problem I do have, I got them babies. I don't know how I'm going to escape with having them. But I tell you what, I still give all glory and honor to the Most High Yah for preparing me the way that He have and how He continued to prepare me for the days to come. He's always done that since I was a little girl. He always prepared me for what the next day going to be. And I thank Him for that. I also, you guys, I didn't know if I told you, I closed down the store. And that's why I haven't been on YouTube trying to get the stuff out of the store so that I could give the lady her property back. And I was going to and fro trying to move that stuff back and forth, and it became really a job. But I had to close it down because it was no money maker. I mean, when you say $30 a day, that's when it's really bad. And it was only open like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And even then, I wasn't making anything during that time. And so a lot of times, really honestly, in the last year, I haven't been opening it up at all every now and then because it wasn't making anything. And I know everybody said, well, Deborah, look at the area you in and there's no traffic, and I said, okay, well, maybe that's it. I don't know, but I don't care. I let it go. And it was just taking up time and it wasn't nothing coming out of it. And I thank the Most High for allowing me to let it go. I really thank Him for allowing me to let it go. My daughter wanted to keep it and turn it into something else. No, let it go. Because that's where we at, y'all. It's a lot of things we're going to have to let go. And we're going to have to not let y'all go, but let things in the way things are heading and going. Let it go. Let it go. But stay in tune with spirit and with truth. Don't forsake it. Don't forsake it at all. I want you to go to 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 3. 1 Peter chapter 3. And let's start with 4. Here I'm going to show you what you have heard, but you never probably really gave it any thought or have read. In 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 4, it reads, but let it be the hidden man of the heart. Let it be the hidden man of the heart. The hidden man is the spirit, you guys. And the spirit, which many of you all don't understand, it has a heart. Okay? You have a natural heart of the flesh and you have a spiritual heart. But here in 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 4, it says, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible. That's the spiritual man, the spiritual heart. He says, but let it be in the hidden man of the heart, and in which is not corruptible. See, Yah is telling you there. We have to tap into the spiritual being. But no, we want to live everything the way the flesh. And that's why I say unto you, the men have, and the women, the men and the women, we have lived out the way of the flesh and never realized or recognized that we had a position, and the position that was called according to the will was that we live out the spirit of what he has called us to be. You see, and he called us from the spiritual realm, which is from the kingdom, from his throne. He called us to be man and woman. Okay. But we had to go back and realize, like, as instance, me, when he called me to be a prophetess, I got lost. I got totally lost. You guys, I wasn't eating. I wasn't cooking for them kids. I wasn't doing nothing but eating that word day and night. You all, I wasn't even sleeping. Till the Father visited me one day at the kitchen table. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm trying to learn all and everything that's being said so I can be able to quote the scriptures." You know what he said to me? He said, "For what? Father, if someone come to me and they ask me something or they ask me where it's at, I want to be able to quote." He said, "That's not who I am." And I was like, "Oh." He said, "I called you to be a prophetess in me. Do you know what that is?" I said, "Yeah, but I just thought if I just studied it and really get deep in here, I can get the verses." And somebody asked me, he said, "No, that's not who I am. That's who man is. That's not who I am. If I'm in you and I'm greater in you, I'm the teacher itself over all books." So once you focus me in you being greater than he that's in the world, then you in there. It's nothing wrong with you reading. But don't try to master a position that I called you from the throne to be. Because that position I called you to be, it's in you. And no book gonna define you. You can go in there and you can find out who else I called to be a prophetess and learn of them. But it ain't no big things being able to quote these verses in these scriptures. That's the way of man. Woo-wee. He said, "I didn't call you to be that." But he had to check me because I got lost in my position. I thought I had to know every verse, every scripture. Hey, I was reading. Y'all had stopped cooking for the kids. Stop cooking. Stop doing everything. I was in the kitchen table just reading. That's after I had answered the call. But y'all says, "Wait a minute, hold up. I called you from the kingdom, not from the earth." So you don't do it the way the earth says. You do it the way heaven has orchestrated you. I ordained you, predestined you, and called you, appointed you, and anointed you. But I did that from the kingdom, from my throne. You see what I'm saying? Why are you down here trying to get verses after verses, quoting scriptures after, wait a minute, hold up. See, sometimes we don't, because we don't understand this thing is a spiritual thing. We've forsaken the spiritual realm to understand it in the natural. And you cannot get the understanding in the natural, because the understanding in which he says, "And all you're getting, get understanding," that's spiritual. That's not natural. That's why the world knows him not, because they understand him not. You see? So as we see in First Peter in chapter 3 and verse 4, he says, in here you read, "But let it be the hidden man of the heart in that which is not corruptible." Right here today, 99.9 don't understand. You got a spirit and you got a heart in your spirit. You got a flesh and you got a heart in your flesh. Where is your soul? Ain't no such thing. But because they have taught it for so long, it's with you to stay. Because mentally, you can't handle nothing without it being the way you have been taught and believed that it was. That's why he said, in the end days, that which is in the dark shall come to the light. He's letting you know light gonna pull up whether you like it or not, darkness. And those that want to remain in the dark, stay there. You got it going on in the dark anyway. Stay there. Okay. So when you get to verse 4 of First Peter chapter 3 and verse 4, it says, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit. See, he's talking about the spirit. He's talking about the spirit, which is in the sight of Yah of great price. See what I'm saying to you all? Our spirit is standing in the sight of the Most High Yah at great price, and we're down here acting a monkey, thinking it's about the flesh of a man, the flesh of a woman, the ways of the world, Republicans and Democratic. We are playing such a dangerous game, and the sad part is about it. That's why Sister Deborah feel that thing. I feel that thing. I jumped over this fence and hurt my leg. This was about 18 years ago, and hurt my leg. And I was just, what situation I was in? I was crying because I was disappointed because he sent me to Atlanta, and I had those babies, and my husband was with me, but we didn't know nothing about Atlanta. And I was just going to and fro, learning up on we were on the bus. I was on the bus. My kids were, I had put them in school, and my husband was at work, and I was on the bus going forward, and I couldn't believe the things that I was seeing. I couldn't believe the way the people were acting. I couldn't believe the signs on the billboards and all this here. I just couldn't believe it. So I cried out. I said, and it was the day I had jumped over the fence and hurt my leg, and I was crying, and I was saying to the Father, why did you send me here? What is all this about? He wouldn't hear me. The Father had shut down on me for a good, 5 to 6 days. And I was just crying, trying to get him to respond. Yeah, he ain't paid me no attention. He didn't care if I was in pain. He didn't care I was crying. I was acting a fool. He didn't care. So it was like a couple of days later, I decided, I said, okay. I was in the house by myself. I said, okay, I'm going back home. If you're going to shut down and be silent, I'm going back home, because you have shut down on me for a whole week and have not communed with me in spirit. I have not heard from you. I do not like this place. This place did. You know what he told me, y'all? This is where I learned that I could feel feel y'all from the kingdom. All of a sudden, I said, okay, I'm taking me and my kids back. I'm thinking I'm saying something to y'all. All of a sudden, I hear this quiet voice say, Deborah, what's wrong? I said, I know you didn't. All this week, you didn't say anything to me. You left me out here seeing all this chaos and seeing everything the way I don't like what I'm seeing. He said, but what's wrong? Y'all, I went talking to him like he don't know nothing. Oh, I seen this. They that. They this. I discern this. Talking to the Father like he didn't know. And guess what he said to me? Deborah, you see well. Just as y'all, it was so humbled and quiet. He said, Deborah, you see well. But you know what he told me? He said, your tears are like icicles to me. So don't use them. He was letting me know, don't use your tears, because you ain't going to get nowhere with that. They're like icicles to me. Ooh-wee. And that's when I had got up and started wiping my eyes and started telling him what I was seeing when he asked me what's wrong. And then he began to tell me, and I began to tell him what all I was seeing. But see, what I didn't know, that I was seeing things in the spiritual realm. I knew I was able to discern it, but I was seeing it in the spiritual realm. And he was saying to me, Deborah, you see well. You see what I see from the heavens. And when he said that, I was like, did he really say that? In my mind, I was saying, did he really say that to my spirit? Did he really say that? And he said it again. You see as I see from heaven. So he was letting me know everything you were seeing was correct. You feeling this thing. That's what's going on. You feeling it. Because heaven sees it like you seeing it. And I needed you to experience it from the way I see it from the kingdom. And for that day on, I was running for the Most High Yah. Y'all talking about I was sharp out on them streets, y'all. I was sharp. People was walking up to me saying, ma'am, you got a light on you. I know that. I know that. I was just sharp. I'm telling you, y'all, it was off the chain the way things was going after that day. But I thank the Most High for that. But as I read 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 4, I like what he's telling them here about the Spirit, which is in the sight of Yah of a great price. A great price. Recognize, y'all. Recognize. See, we thinking that things are just going on and he don't know nothing about it. He don't know nothing about me, or I can do this, I can say this, I can do. That's why I don't let nobody tell me what to do, how to do it, and the way to do it. I'm not going to let you do that. Because anything that I'm doing, oh, he quick to tell me. Now, if somebody come to me and prophesy, then I have to have an ear to hear. I listen. I'm a really good listener. Oh, yeah. That's one thing I am. I'm a really good listener, and I learned how to listen because I can hear behind hearing. That means while they talking, I can still hear what they saying behind what they saying. So I like that. That's why I listen. That's why I can listen. So in verse 5, it says, I love what he's saying here. I love what he's saying, but I want you to listen to this, women. Watch this here, verse 5. For after this manner, which is the Spirit, in the old time, the holy women also who trust in Yah adored themselves, being in subject unto their own husbands. Unto their own husbands. Yeah, that says a lot. That says a lot. First and foremost, he wants you to know that these women were holy women that did what? Trust in Yah. See, what they got women doing today, no. Man first, then Yah. Because your only connection to Yah is man. They got y'all bent up and down and tied up in a knot. Listen to what it says. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 5. For after this manner, first and foremost, he's telling you, start listening to your spirit and the heart of your spirit. And then he sits and say that you are like, when you like that, you meet and you're a quiet spirit, which is in the sight of Yah. Women, you are in the sight of Yah. So a lot of women wonder, well, what's the sense of being letting a man rule you and this and this and that? Don't forget, the holy women. Watch this here, verse 5. For after this manner is in the old time. The holy women. Do y'all understand what holy is? I don't think you do. I don't think you do. The holy women also who trust in Yah. And then what did he say? Then what he said, adored themselves, being in subject until their own husbands. Own. How can you have your own husband if your own husband has other wives? How is it your own? See, y'all don't get it. See, a lot of times, these are the verses they skip over because they don't want you tied into truth, spirit and truth. Now watch this here. Verse 6, even as Sarah obeyed Adam, calling him Lord, whose daughter ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement. Any amazement. See, it's nothing wrong with Sarah calling Abraham Lord. Why? Because she was one of the holy women who already put Yah first. See how messed up that is? They never let you know that these women back in the old put Yah first. Oh, they ain't gonna tell y'all that. Because a woman that puts Yah first, she know how to be a woman, a wife, and a mother to her children, and a wife to her husband. Because who's first? Yah. So that's why they're called holy women back in the days. Today, these women are just as silly can be. But now, in the fullness of understanding, everything is so out of order because everything is actually out of order. No one took on their position from the throne. So I'm like, okay, what you gonna do with that? What's going on here? How could things be built the way that it is in the kingdom first and be the way that it is on the earth, the way that it was seen to be in the kingdom, even though some things were or fell under the permissive will? But don't think the kingdom didn't know it. What is actually happening? What is actually happening? Everything still fell under the will because the books was already written where everybody gonna return and what book they are in. It was written before anything else was created on the earth. So for sure, it's still going according to the will of the Father. Whether you want to see it good or bad, it's still going to go according to the will of the Father. So this is why I'm gonna say this here, and I see now in my spirit where he's going with this. This is where he says, now, Deborah, what makes them think I'm gonna let this earth continue? It's been out of course for thousands of years. Why should I know how it is? I said I am the beginning and the end. I am Alpha and Omega. What makes them think that there's a beginning, but there shouldn't be an end? They really think that, y'all. People think that it shouldn't be an end. Oh, it's not going to be an end. Oh, it shouldn't be an end. We should be looking for an end. We should be desiring an end. You ain't done nothing right. So why do you want it to continue? You ain't done nothing right. Why do we as flesh want him to continue this earth the way that it has been going for thousands of years? And we out of order. We ain't never kept the right order from the beginning. Do that make any sense, y'all? Come on now, tell me. Does that make any sense? Okay, so let's go to Genesis 1 and 2. Say, for instance, Genesis 2. After Genesis 2, everything else is out of order. Total from the way it was created. The first example I just gave y'all was man. He had the biggest job on the face of the earth, the biggest responsibility. He had the biggest obligation. And as women, we thinking that we had it because we had the child and birthed the child. No, baby. That's one of the biggest. The biggest was where he gave all the responsibility to. And he brought her in to be an helpmeet to bring what you have forth. The men have to bring them forth. But when that woman was to bring them forth, y'all still tagged the men to be the liability of everything he see on the earth today. So when he pull up and say, Yeshua come up and say that he's going to bring the father back to the children and the children back to the father still today don't understand what that means because they never had it right. They never did understand the women that you hate, the mother that you hate, the father that you hate, the daughter. Everything came from your womb. That's why he said he would bring the fathers back to the children and the children back to the father. Because he knows that grandma came from a man. Grandpa came from a man. He knows that. So he's letting you know, men, everything came from you. So everything you see in the world, you can go blame everything. But when you meet me at that throne, you're going to find out what you didn't take on to. Because everything came from your womb. And everything came from your womb. It was your responsibility to train them up in righteousness. And since the beginning of time, since Genesis 3 to today, the year 2024, you will never get a man nor a woman, a bishop, a pastor, a priest, a teacher, a evangelist, a prophet, a prophetess, a Maureen, a seer, a watchman to teach that thing in righteousness. They won't do it. They won't do it. And it's not going to be done. That's why he says In the end days, knowledge shall be increased, because he knows that the ones that he has trusted to fulfill what needs to be fulfilled in this day, in such a midnight hour, would be somebody like me that he was seeing to pour out the knowledge that shall be increased. And also with the light. He said that which is in the dark shall what? Come to light in the what? The last days. He got those that's coming with the light to show up that darkness. But are they going to take to it? No, they're not. But it ain't important to him that they do or they don't. He knows that the lowest term is what he's going to get everybody to. See, we thought we are going to pay the price in the kingdom. No, baby, you're going to pay the price on the earth. And if you leave the earth without paying the price on the earth, it'll meet you at the kingdom. Praise the mighty Yah at the throne. How about that? How about that? So a lot of things we thinking people are getting away with, we thinking people didn't do, they weren't about this. That's why I say a lot of the men don't understand, baby, when you come before that throne, if you thinking the kingdom going to be sitting here with the whole house of Israel saying, come on in. No. Heaven knew who you were when you got down here. And even Israel itself has seeds of Satan, of the serpent as well. That's why he tells you, everybody that say Israel is not Israel, he's speaking of the spiritual Israel, because everybody want to claim that they are the spiritual Israel, and he's saying, well, that's not the truth. But with Sister Deborah going to have a hell or a heaven to put you in. But I can tell you one thing from the kingdom, and when it speaks to my spirit, I pour it out unto you to give you spirit and truth, to give you the light that's in the midst of darkness, show up the darkness. If you take it, you take it. If you don't, you don't. But if you can afford to put it in your backpack is spiritual. It's your spirit, you guys. Put it in your backpack. Hold on to it. Because no matter what the storm and how the storm rises and where it go, with more food for your spirit and truth, it allows you to withstand all the chaos, the pestilence, the famine, the earthquakes. It allows you to embrace everything different. That's the purpose of the book bag. Have your book bag on 24/24, even when you sleep. Everywhere, when you take a shower, have your book bag on, because that water coming from that shower will be revealing things to you. If you got a book bag on, that spiritual book bag, that shower, he will reveal things to you, telling you even what to do to next day, what you're going to be doing next month. See, you don't understand what Sister Deborah is pouring out. What Sister Deborah is giving you the food for your spirit. I'm not giving you the food for the world. I'm giving you the food for your spirit. And I believe that even you having a backpack is also what would also support your family. It will support your family as well. It will support your family. So anyone in the live chat, if you have any questions or you have anything you would like to ask Sister Deborah regarding yesterday's message or today's message earlier or this evening, I'm going to give you, let's give 10 minutes for questions, or maybe you got answers to some things. Let's go there. Oh, really? He was, would you say he's sweating? Oh, okay. Your phone been acting up. Okay. So you learned a lot from Dad. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. But you know what? Sister Deborah will tell you the truth. Yeah, I'm going to tell y'all something. My daddy, you talking about a humble man. Meek, I mean a humble man. But you know what he did? My dad did a lot of, he worked to take care of us, to make sure we had nice things and we had everything. It didn't matter if he didn't have anything, you guys. He just wanted to make sure my mother took care of all of us. You know, he was there. He used to have a lunchbox he would bring in when he come in at like 5:30 that evening, he get off. No, it was 4:30. He get off, and he gets home, and he always had a lunchbox with some cookies in it. It's almost like we were young all the way up to we got teenagers. We always look for that lunchbox with cookies or chips or something. He always left something in there for us. Those are the sort of things, because he was such a humble man. He said very few words. Um, he was a very humble man. Uh, and when he raised his voice to him, it was like giving you a spanking. That's how my dad was. When he raised his voice, he thought he was doing something. He really did. And I think about my dad, because I think about me being his daughter, and there's so many things I wanted to do regarding my dad and my mom, because my dad never knew his dad. My mom never really knew her dad, nor her grandmother, because her grandmother left her dad, an infant at a stranger's house. And all I needed to do was get mama's DNA, not her DNA, have her, what is her history check? How they swab the mouth? I don't believe in all of that. I really don't get involved in that. But I thought that, okay, my oldest daughter did her little search, and it took you way back. I mean, took you back to people that existed I never knew existed. But my mama vouched to my daughter that those are people back in her days. So I wanted to just, because see, my mom never really knew her dad, and she really never knew her dad's parents. And I was just thinking how much how many people we really don't know as far as family. And that was going to be a treat for my mom. But I'm so tired of trying to do the things that helps out the family. And the father told me, I told you what family is about. So just stand down, be there to be able to give them what they need. And that's another thing that I can truly say, that if they needed spiritual guidance, or needs to come to someone for spiritual assurance or whatever, they know I'm here. Oh yeah. And that's another good thing about it. That's the way they see me. I know that they see me. So no one has any question. No one has any questions regarding earlier today, this topic. Surely y'all have a question. Okay, when he created man from his throne in the kingdom, his whole idea for a man, was to put his spirit and his life. A spirit and the breath of life is together. The spirit enter in, which is an image like unto him, when he breathed the breath. But he gave the seeds to the men. So a woman don't have a seed. She's just there to incubate the seed. So when he created man, he wanted man to purpose to be totally different than woman. And he wanted the whole world to understand that. But because they never gripped the fact that in Genesis 1, you said them. But you also created him first. That was a reason. There was a purpose for man to be created, because his position was greater than any position on the face of the earth. Yes. So I don't know what you had missed it. Praise the Most High Yah. So did it make sense to you? But what is your input on the idea that, to me, I look at it, if he did something like that, and the men really never knew that was the purpose of him creating them first, because he put something in them to be greater on the face of the earth, because he knew that he was giving the seeds to the man. You see what I'm saying? And that was going to start his will once he made woman to meet, not as to help meet the desire of lust and fulfill his sexual desire, but to fill Yah's will. That's the help meet to meet the will of the Father to bring life onto the earth. What's greater than life? You get what I'm saying? There's nothing on the earth greater than life. So we have to go back and understand what was the purpose of woman being separated in creation from man. We got to understand that man had a greater purpose and a more powerful position, because all things come from him. You see? So therefore, if all human life don't come from him, but flesh, seeds come from him. So here he is, created different and apart from woman, because y'all wanted us to really get it, and we missed it. And here today, if you got 100 men in a room, just 100, and you tell them what I just taught today, it'll blow their mind, because they'll say, "You and we didn't have it wrong all the time." Yes, you have. You got to understand, heaven created all things. Heaven don't come secondary to earth. Earth comes secondary to heaven. That's why the prayer is, like it is in the heavens, so shall it be on the earth. We got to give that power and authority back to where it belongs, and that's that throne. Recognize it, bow down to it, have the respect for who he is by saying, okay, you created two entities, male and female. He had to have had a great purpose for the both. One had to be greater than the other one, because one had to bring in the seeds. And why is it so important that the men is greater? Because he's detaching his breath of life and his image to the seeds. You get it? Not to the woman. And even the woman comes out of the man. So we still got to go back to the drawing board. We can't now, but that's what should have happened. Even going into Deuteronomy 28, we should have went back to the drawing board so many times till we got it right, but they never did. There's a purpose for the 400 years. There was something in it that we were to get. We didn't get it. We never did. I got it, thank the Father. I ain't gonna lie about it. He told me. He said, you beat the end game. And how is first realizing that, wait a minute, heaven orchestrated all of this. I didn't have time like you all. Oh, the white man is. Oh, they did this. They did this. They did this. They did. When I went to the throne, hold up. You did that? Did you do that? See, I didn't have time like y'all had in life to run everywhere else blaming everybody. The reason why we like this, because they did. The reason why we like this, they did. No, hold up. The kingdom taught me what took place before the foundation of the world. I'm going to the throne. And when I went over and over to the point where he said, you got it? I said, I got it. I salute that bad boy. Because you have to be able to salute the will of the Father. When you're able to salute the will of the Father, you understand his purpose from the beginning. And you can't understand that through the flesh. You got to understand it through the Ruach that lives in you, that teaches you. You see, it teaches you, not you teach yourself. See, a lot of times what we want to do, we want the glory, we want the honor for the flesh, and don't understand, baby. Can't no flesh and no glory come from the flesh. It got to come from the kingdom, who created all things. He said he created the beginning to the end. We act like he don't know nothing. We act like he don't even know about the beginning, because we got off course. He said the whole earth is off course. What course is that? Can anybody tell me what course is the whole earth off of? The righteous will of the Father. Not the righteous will, but the way things were created from the beginning. We ain't standing in that. We way on the deep end somewhere, calling ourselves righteous, calling ourselves upright, calling ourselves just, calling ourselves saved, calling ourselves full of the Ruach. And so far distance from anything that's spirit and truth. But yet we want to sit and be in front of everybody, teaching them our personal feelings, our personal wisdom, our personal knowledge, our personal understanding, our feelings, our emotions. And we think we're good. Why? Because they fed up on you. That's why people start teaching everything going on in the world. They left Yah behind. They throw him a little every Sabbath. That's why I don't pay no attention to these people. Because they'll throw him a crumb every now and then on the Sabbath and get on there and teach you a Sabbath lesson like they know something. Watchmen, seers, Maureen's, all of them. Ain't got nothing to say. Spirit and truth. Spirit and truth come to bring you what the Ruach has to say. But the difference from spirit and truth, it is the Ruach teaching you. And then he'll pull up and say, here, grip this light. And now you got spirit and truth with the light in your right hand. That means you can pull up in any type of darkness and bring light to it. That means bring a closure, bring it out, show what's in darkness, speak on what's in the darkness. That's what the light is for. You see? So where we at today is where we have got set in and we just content. So I don't know where we get off thinking that the world shouldn't end. Because most of the mentality of people, no, he ain't coming. Oh, we don't want the world to end. Oh, no. Oh, it should have been gone. That's what I say in the flesh. Even though in the spirit, I know that he's the beginning and the end. So I know that I can't create should have been when he holds the end. I know what's going on. And I think that for us to just escape, I even look at us in 400 years and we still ain't learned nothing. I mean, we was here 400 years and we say that they took everything from us and they gave us their Bible and forced us to, ain't nobody did nothing to you. Your forefathers, when they got off that ship, they never did serve Yah. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's Yah. They never did. Instead, they told the heathens and the Gentiles, we don't give a rat's behind about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's God. That's what they did. And it tells you Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Isaiah. See, we don't understand what we did because we got over here and we still think everybody bothering us. Everybody did this, everybody did, because that's what our people want to teach us, to keep us where we at, lost, with the cause and without one. We don't want to see the will of the Father in his right hand showing up and showing out. We want to hear what these men has to teach. And all this new stuff that they come up with, and every time you turn around, do this, do this, do this, do that. Wait a minute. The Father said, Deborah, if they missed Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, they'd have missed the whole thing. And I'm like saying, well, Father, they like, that's all of them. He said, well, how many came on the came to get on the ark with Noah? Do you know how many? How many was it? Was it 2, 3, maybe 100, 200? How many people came when he went talking to them to get on the ark? It's going to rain. Noah. How many came with him, Deborah? Did the people come? He just showing you it ain't going to change the mindset. That's why I explained to you, I can be on here 20 years straight and teaching you the spirit and truth with the light. It ain't going to matter because the mindset is set. And it's set in the way of the flesh. It's not moved by anything that's spirit and truth. It's only moved by the things of the flesh and what the world has to offer. That's why everybody waiting for election. Everybody waiting for Donald Trump and Biden and don't understand they in this thing together. They gonna remain together. Because one thing people didn't understand, Trump never built the wall. He knew not to build the wall. He know why he wasn't building the wall. Because he knew that the wall wasn't supposed to be built because the plan was to bring the people in. He knew that. He do that all the time. But these heathens and Gentiles and these Europeans thinking, oh, when Donald Trump get in, he's going to stop the migrant. What difference does it make? Revelation 18 and verse 3 have already been fulfilled. What are you talking about? And 99.9 of the Hebrew of Israel don't know nothing about that. They read it, they see it, but they can't perceive actually what is going on in Revelation 18 and verse 3. That's the migrants, the immigrants coming over. He told you. Now people trying to figure out when these people coming over and nobody recognized they killing like big dogs. Nobody ain't saying a word about it. Because the time is going to come when it's going to be identical to purge. Things are going to be going on. Things are going to be happening. Get ready to lose your sons, your daughters, your husband, your wives. You can say what you want. You can think what you want. But y'all had you here 400 years and you had no respect for the end game of Deuteronomy 28. You had no respect for the whole ideal of why you was here. You blame every reason to the whole world of why you was here outside of it was all your fault. And that I, with my right hand and my stretched out arm, put your tail there. And I told you. To me, it's just like saying, let me show you something, y'all. Let me show you something. It's just like saying this coffee warmer. No, let me get something else. No, let me just get this pen. It's just like this pen is red. And we got some silver on it. But the whole world has said it's pure white. That's how blind the whole house of Israel is to truth. They will say this pen is pure white than to say that it's red and silver. That's how potent it is for Israel to turn a lie. And the truth has been spoken to them. What happens when they turn that lie from the truth? They don't have no respect for he that holds the truth of the whole matter. And they believe the lie. When you turn around and blame everything and why you're here in this land, you turn away from and against the Most High Yah and his right hand power. Because that's what got you here. In case you didn't know it. And you think he settled for it? No, he's good with it. He's good with it. That's why he says, keep your tail there. And it's past your 400 years. How about that? Have you ever thought about that? You ain't noticed it's past your 400 years. You ain't even figured that out, have you? See? It's what's going to take place. If you think the 400 years were bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. He said you're going to come in curse and you're going to leave out curse. So when you're thinking that you're going out and everything is well, no. Mm-mm. The journey to the promised land, I think I'm going to like it. I think it's worth living to see. Because I don't think everybody that takes the journey, go out for the journey, will make it to the promised land. So I like that because I like that the Father will is going to be done while we're trying to make him wrong so we can live what we call right. Should we stand back and let people do us all kind of ways because this is the way? No, that's not what he's saying. He said, are they doing it? All kind of ways? He said, but it's the fact that you've been lying on me. You get on here and you preach and you teach that because of what you done, but then the next day you come back and you say they doing this, and I don't know why they doing this. They said this, they doing this without seeing me. If you kept your eyes on me, I would have had you out. I would have allowed many things to change. But you kept your eyes on everything outside of me when you came in. And that's why I say your curse coming in and your butt gonna be cursed going out, because your eyes never was on me coming in. You profane my name and you disrespect me in their faces. You're doing the same thing when you're going out. You disrespecting me, because today you would think the awakening would be the fact that, okay, we here because of what we done. What did we learn that we done? Not now Negro will teach you that. They will not get on this platform and teach you what you done. They won't do it. They won't do it. I've been on here 5.5 years and I have had one, not even one individual outside myself, break down what you did to the Most High Yah and why we are over here. Now, as time go on, it has gotten better than when we first came. But that's why it's going to get worse going out. Because we came in, it was worse. We're going to go out, it's going to be worse. That's why he's still calling it curse coming in. That's in Deuteronomy 28, and curse going out. Because we're really thinking we're going to outbeat something. But there's things we still got to suffer, because I think it has a great deal to do with what he told us. Now that they have done the things that they done, we had our right mind to choose him and the ways of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as far as righteous. And we still yet. And the reason why that is because he's letting the world see us at a level of nakedness that they have ever seen and you have ever seen, so that he could clean you up on the other side. And they say, wow, we did that, and this is where they at now. Truly, that's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's, yeah. That's what he's turning the nations and the heathens to. And I like that, because that's where he's going to get glorified. See, he ain't waiting for Israel to glorify him. He ain't waiting for you to glorify him. He's going to let the nations, all the nations and the heathens shall know, shall glorify me and know that I am. And I'm like, wait a minute, what about Israel? No, no, I want the nations to know. That's why the nation's going to hate you. The whole world going to hate you. What's going to get them to that level? If you have not seen how our people conduct themselves, something wrong with you. That's all I can say. And they are conducting themselves unlike human beings. Okay? I mean, it's sad, but it's real. Sister Deborah got to stop going these long hours, you guys. I'm going to have to cut it down to a half an hour. How about that? I'm going to have to do something to cut it down to a half an hour. Okay? So I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and I hope each and every last one of you got something out of it. And I will say, if you noticed the message yesterday versus today, you'll notice how they were yearning for chaos. They come to hear chaos. This is the mindset of Judah. This is the mindset in their spirit and in their flesh. Judah loves chaos. It's almost like they can't live without it. They yearn it, they follow it, they support it. They like to be in the midst of it. I sit back and watch. And I can't grip it. Cannot. I went into what store was that? A Family Dollars one time. And there was a few people in there, and I was in the back getting some some laundry detergent. I pull up, and this young man and his friend had to have been like 60, probably 65 years old, but this young man could have been about 35. And his pants always, he holding his pants up, and he got a gun at the cash register, the lady at the cash register head. Got a gun pointed to her head. I walked up to the cash register, and I'm looking at him like, he looked at me and he put this big old smile. I said, are you okay? Are you okay? He said, oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm so sorry. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm sorry. He was just playing. But I'm looking at him, asking him, are you okay? Because in my mind, I'm like, when did life become? We don't see nothing wrong with nothing our people have done and is doing. We okay every wrong. And we want Yah to pull us out of what? What we enjoy? What we find pleasure in? I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all. And I say I will be back, but I'm gonna have to cut down. Yeah, I'm gonna cut down on a half an hour. What y'all think? I should cut down on a half an hour, shouldn't I take too long. I take too long, but I'm gonna cut down on the. I'm gonna try to cut down it. I'm gonna cut down it because this is long. I'm gonna have to cut down on this. This is just too long. But I appreciate each and every last one of you all, and I will be back. And you all have a wonderful night. Shalom and shalom.